Hello, I think I'm live. I hope I'm live. Hello. So it is December 30th, and we are so close to the end of the year. And I'm excited about today's topic. If you see me looking in the wrong direction, I have several screens, so ignore it. But I hope y'all are having a good almost end of the year. If you are job searching, I hope that it has been going well. And I also hope that the advice that I'm giving you is helping you go a bit better. My goal, as I've said many times, is to help you simplify your job search. When it comes to job searching, I have an internal monologue, which is it does not take all that. And the reason I say that is because there are systems that can simplify your job search for you, and it really don't take all that. So that's why I'm here. That's why I come to you guys because I want to help you make it simpler. Um, and in my career, in my field, we're not supposed to tell you all this stuff, but I think it helps everybody involved in this system that we call the job market if everybody's aware and informed of what's going on. So, in that light, today I want to talk about what a successful job search even looks like. Um, and I realized how much that matters just from conversations with clients, conversations with people in passing about what they're doing in their job searches on their own, like when frankly left to their own devices. What are they doing? And for a lot of folks, it's not anything necessarily great or anything that I would recommend. And not in all cases. Some folks have it figured out, but a lot don't and need some guidance. And since I know that I can't work with everybody on the planet, I can at least give you all some tips here. So, what does a successful job search look like? I'm going to start by saying what it does not look like, what a successful job search is not. Um, and a successful job search is not about speed. It is not about how fast you can get a job. And that sounds super counterintuitive. Like, what is she talking about? But I've said it before, mistakes happen when you rush, right? And a lot of people end up, making mistakes on their resume or sending in pictures of their dog or pictures of a whole lot of other strange stuff because they were rushing to be able to say, I got a job fast. And that is not the ultimate marker of success for a job search. Um, because again, this is about the long haul, right? And when I say the long haul, I don't mean you need to be searching for a job forever and a day. I mean, every move you make in your job search needs to be strategic so it can last, right? So it's not about speed. It's not about how fast you can get that um, green banner down off LinkedIn. That's not what it's about. What else isn't it about? It's not about clout. It's not about being able to say I have this fancy new job and throw it in people's faces. I'm not giving you these tips so that you can hold something over on your coworkers who don't know it. It's not about that at all because I always say your job, your career is yours to live. It is not mine. So what somebody else has going on in their job search is up to them. What somebody else does or decides to do in their career is up to them. So it's not about having a job that's better than somebody else. It's about what is best for you and the skill set you have and the goals you have, right? Um, it's also not about taking a job just because it was offered. I know the allure of wanting to accept a job just because you got the offer. Like, it's a beautiful feeling when somebody says, "Hey, I want you," right? Um, but just because somebody says they want you for the job does not mean you have to take the job. I've turned down several jobs that seemed nice at first, but I realized it didn't align with me, right? So taking a job just because it was offered when there's something better out there for you or something that you would prefer to have in your career, that won't set you up for success. And it's certainly not what I would call successful. And then it's not about just being able to say you got one, right? I got one. It's not about that because it is about your career. If you intend to have a career, and if you just say, "Oh, I only want to work a year or so, and then I'm just gonna be independently wealthy," or you know, do whatever one does when one does not work, that's fine. And I'm probably not talking to you anyway if that's your bag. But a successful job search has several measurements of success, and it's none of those things. So what are they then? Um, like I said, it's about longevity, right? So if I take a job tomorrow, I want to be able to stay in that job for however long I intend to stay in it, right? It's about longevity. So what that means is, to me, as a compensation analyst, as someone who studies jobs and studies resumes and studies people who work on a daily basis, longevity comes from a combination of a couple of things, right? Do I have the skills that this employer needs at the time that they need it? So that's just two things, right? Do I have the skills they need at the moment that they need it? If I don't have the skills they need when they need said skills, not a good match. If I have the skills they need, but they don't need it right now, or it's not a priority for them right now, not a good match. And the reason that is because when you think about layoffs, reductions in force, or RIFs, um, even promotional opportunities, if I'm the one with the skill they care about the least, I'm the one that gets to go home. um, because it's human nature, right? If you don't care about a thing, you're not going to spend resources on it. You're not going to prioritize it, right? Um, because you don't care. And so there are a lot of jobs. I know people say there are ghost jobs or whatever. I only look at real jobs, so I don't know anything about that. But when you are looking at a job, a lot of organizations will post a job because they need a job done, right? But what you want to figure out is, what is their highest priority right now? What do they care about the most? Because whatever they care about the most is where they're gonna spend resources, they're gonna spend time, and the demand is going to be higher for someone like you if you have those skills, right? And the job market is supply and demand, and I don't mean on a broader scale. Of course, it is on a broader scale, but I mean with you as well. Where's the demand for someone who has the skills that you have, and for someone who brings to the table what you bring to the table? That's so important, and it is a recipe for longevity, as opposed to just taking a job because it was posted. Just because it's posted doesn't mean they care. Just because it's posted doesn't mean they won't lay off everybody in that department next year um, because they don't prioritize it anymore. When I talk to job seekers who say, "Well, I'm really interested in moving into a certain field," and I know because I'm studying the market, well, this field, people are getting laid off in this field every day. That means that the skills you have at the moment that you have them do not align with what employers need right now. And so that is a recipe for a failed job search, because you're not going to be able to find the opportunities that you're looking for in that field. So successful, have the skills they need at the time they need them. Okay. Number two, what is another marker of success? A salary that sustains you. And when I say sustains you, I'm not talking about a salary that sustains you in your lifestyle. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a salary that you can be comfortable with for an extended amount of time. Why do I say that? Because, we all hear when we apply for jobs, the recruiter or whoever, "Oh, the salary is low right now, but you'll get a merit increase, or there might be bonuses." And um, even if they don't tell you, those things are not guaranteed. They're never guaranteed. A merit increase is not guaranteed. A bonus is not guaranteed, because anything could happen, either with your performance or their perception of your performance, or with the company itself and the funds they have available. So if I'm an organization and I say at the beginning of 2025, or no, last August, I hired somebody, and at that time my merit budget I think will be $100,000, let's say, or that's kind of low, but still, $100,000 I think will be my merit budget. And merit means the amount of money that they give you, like a salary increase or maybe a lump sum increase that they'll give you periodically, normally once a year, based on your performance. So based on your merit, right? Say the budget's $100,000 when they talk to you, or at least they think it is. And so you come in and say, great, there's room for me to get a merit increase because they said I'll get one, right? And then the year ends, they get their new budget for 2025, and oh, the merit budget is it's actually just 60,000. Yeah, because finance and compensation. We they decided we can only have $60,000, and so now the 5 employees they already have who've been working for them all year, those folks are their priority now. And unless you are solving world hunger on your first day, it is unlikely that you are going to be their immediate priority, even more so if you are someone with less experience or a career changer, because they're going to prioritize the people who have done the work and the people whose performance they know. And so relying on whatever number they give you as the end all be all of salary, and then trusting that you'll be able to get more in a short amount of time, I never recommend that. You want to upfront work toward the salary that you don't mind having for a couple years. If that number for you is 80,000, then you want to try to get as close to 80 as you can, with the understanding that you might be there for a little while. Now, that's not the case all the time, but the majority of the time, yes, you're going to be at the salary you start with for a little while. And there are government organizations where it's not about performance, it's not about merit. But even those increases are not substantial. So you're kind of still going to be around the same place. And so you want to try to, if you're looking for a successful job search, try to get to a salary that you can feel comfortable with. And let's see, I have a couple more, but maybe I'll just do one more. The last, no, I'm going to do both because I think they're important. So a job that gets you closer to your goal. And I talked about this last week too. A successful job search is not you racing to the finish line for a job you're not ready for. That is not successful, because not only is it not a successful job search, but it's not a successful career strategy to race towards something that you're not ready for, right? Or try to hold out for something that's not available when there are incremental steps you could be taking, right? So I don't consider it a successful job search to do either of those things. What would be success is to get yourself closer to the role you're ultimately looking for, whatever your dream role is. If it is not available, and let's be honest, a lot of people's dream jobs are not available, but that doesn't mean they never will be, or it doesn't mean that there's not a role that's just currently filled, right? But taking incremental steps not only lets you get there or get your foot in the door, but it helps you to also grow skills that maybe you think you have right now. But if you're in another role, you might see, oh, I need to grow in communication, or I need to grow in analysis, or something, like anything. You might realize that there's space for you to grow, and instead of rushing to that thing and finding you don't have the skill for it, you can grow into the role. And that is a beautiful thing to be able to do in your job, in your career, because it sets you up for success long term. And like I say, that is the goal, long term. And then the last one I would say is a marker of a successful job search, is that you're surrounding yourself, whether that's online or in person, with people in your industry or in your field or in whatever desired role you want to be in, that you can actually learn from. And when I say that, I mean, even on LinkedIn, if you're following people who are talking about the type of work you do, and these are people who understand it, that sets you up for success for a couple of reasons. Number one, it allows you to look at the type of work you do from a different lens, right? We all think we know everything until we meet somebody who knows something else, right? So it allows you to get a different view of something, or to understand better something that you did not quite get before. And then number two, if you know more people in your industry, that's more jobs you have access to. That's better jobs you have access to. And then that, thing people talk about um, ghost jobs becomes less of a problem because you are talking to real people who have real job opportunities that you can pursue, right? So, a successful job search, if you are talking to me, if you are working with me, is always the goal. I'm not going to rush you toward anything that does not align with your skills or your goals or what the market says is valuable. Because I'm looking for long term success in your job search. And I think you should too, if you intend to have any kind of career. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. And especially going into 2025, I think the feeling of rushing starts to come upon a lot of us in a lot of ways, whether that's like our health or relationships or, yes, our jobs, because it feels like an ending and you feel like you need to have a new beginning. But if you're going to seek any kind of new beginning, let it be the way you view your job search. Let it be, how can I make the right moves to make this as successful as I can, right? So that normally doesn't involve rushing. I've never seen anybody suddenly um, change all their eating habits and it be a good thing. Like it's a gradual process normally, and it takes several steps. And so it's the same for your job search, right? Make it successful. Don't rush it. Don't make decisions that you would not otherwise have made, because it's important and your career, I think, matters quite a lot. So those are just four markers of success, and they don't even really touch on the how or the why, quite frankly. But in my next info session, I will. I'm excited about the info session, and mainly because I like to sometimes say I've been a little rebellious in my life. I get it from my dad. Um, but in my career, you're not supposed to talk about these things, right? That's kind of the unspoken rule. Like, don't tell people how the system works for some strange reason. But because I know that everybody benefits when everybody understands, that's my whole MO in classification and compensation. Everybody benefits when everybody understands. And so that's what I'm bringing to you, the understanding, that'll help you and the organizations that you work for. Um, so my next info session will be next week. I'm going to give us all a break since it's um, a holiday. Um, but it's going to be on Saturday, 3 p.m. And I'll put the link in there to register. But I'm excited about this because I am telling you all the secrets that I'm not supposed to tell you. And since I'm not supposed to tell you, I will not be doing it on my lives. You'll have to register for that to get that information. But I'm excited to see you all there. If you need the link and you don't see it in there, feel free to message me. Yeah, and I'll see y'all there. Have an excellent new year. I will see you in January 2025. All right. Bye, y'all.